Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and it is abundantly clear that the biggest problem facing the United States of America today is that we have a crisis taking place at our U.S. southern border. I mean, we have foreign nationals illegally entering the United States without end, and it's causing so many problems for law-abiding tax-paying U.S. citizens. It puts a massive annual financial burden on U.S. taxpayers. These illegal aliens so often bring drugs with them. They bring deadly diseases with them. Not to mention, we have a bunch of foreign nationals who are not properly vetted coming into our country. I mean, these people, from the moment they set foot in our country, are breaking the law. They're breaking federal immigration law. They are criminalistic from the moment they set foot in the United States of America. So, with these people being known criminals, I mean, how could we trust them to be in our communities throughout the United States of America? Of course we can't. And in many cases, we have seen these illegal aliens not just stop at defying our federal immigration law, but going on to commit further crimes, violent crimes in many cases, brutally assaulting or raping or even killing law-abiding U.S. citizens. So yes, this is the biggest problem facing the United States of America today. And one part of stopping this problem is meaningfully securing our U.S. southern border, which should be done with a meaningful physical barrier such as a wall, and of course some other technological and human resources to go along with it to ensure that the wall is accomplishing its goal. Now, President Trump has been met with resistance by Democrats and rhinos in Washington, D.C. in securing all of the funding that is needed to meaningfully secure our U.S. southern border. As a result, earlier this year, President Trump took matters into his own hands and found a legal means to obtain some money to start building the wall without needing approval from Congress. President Trump declared a national emergency to obtain funding for the wall, and he's been met with consistent opposition on that front ever since. You had the House and the Senate voting to oppose President Trump's national emergency declaration earlier this year, but President Trump was able to veto that. Now, just this week, you had the Senate once again voting to oppose President Trump's national emergency declaration. That was successful by a vote of 54 to 41, but it is not a veto-proof majority, meaning that President Trump would likely veto the measure again, assuming that the House also passes it. The Democrat-led House, I'm sure, will. Now, it's just mindless. It is mindless that you have anyone trying to oppose the meaningful securing of our U.S. southern border. Again, this is the biggest crisis facing the United States of America. It affects all of us in this country. It's not just like it's a problem that only affects conservatives. No, it affects conservatives, liberals, Democrats, Republicans, independents. It affects all of us here in the United States of America. So we should be working together to address this problem. But sadly, we're not able to do that because pretty much the entire Democrat Party and a bunch of rhinos seem to be opposed to what is best for the United States of America and the safety and well-being of U.S. citizens in their own country. And why is it that we're voting on this matter again? Like I said, we already dealt with this matter earlier this year. The House already voted, the Senate already voted. Guess what? There wasn't enough to override President Trump's veto, so you failed. President Trump gets to do what is best for the United States of America. Sorry, you lost. Move on. Deal with it. But no. The Senate has to go revisiting it once again. When our lawmakers on Capitol Hill should be spending their time dealing with finding real solutions to the real problems facing our country, instead of doing that, you've got our Senate going and voting on something they already voted on with the goal of trying to do what is worse for the United States of America than what President Trump has wanted to do. I mean, it's just so maddening that this is the sort of stuff that our tax dollars are funding. We're paying for our lawmakers to be on Capitol Hill so they can vote on something that's already been voted upon with the goal of doing what is the worst case scenario for the United States of America and its people. I mean, it's just so incredibly frustrating. You had, of course, the Democrats in the Senate voting against President Trump's national emergency declaration. You also had Republicans Lamar Alexander, Roy Blunt, Susan Collins, Mike Lee, Jerry Moran, Lisa Murkowski, Rand Paul, Rob Portman, Mitt Romney, Pat Toomey, and Roger Wicker. And those Republicans deserve to be called out for the terrible vote that they have taken, because each and every one of those Republicans deserves to be primaried, because clearly they are not prioritizing one of the main things that got President Trump and Republicans elected in 2016, that was meaningfully securing our U.S. southern border, dealing with this immigration crisis that's at the top of our list of concerns here in the United States of America. Hey, if you're not on board for what's doing right by the United States of America and its people, you got no place in Washington, D.C., as far as I'm concerned. That's all the time that we have for today. John Muir Show each and every weekday, 8:40 a.m. WTAQ, 9 a.m. WSAU and WHBL. Till next time, I'm out.